Now, one of the things that you mentioned about the flow, I think that is such an abstract idea about the flow itself. And you mentioned about the natural flow is the way that we're going to get into the how. And I guess that a lot of times people are actually looking at the strategy itself. Strategies or the toolbox itself is actually come to a later time. You really need to understand about the purpose itself and also what and why you are doing that. Now, the flow is how you're going to get yourself in there so that you are going to have the less resistant way. So, talk to us about what exactly the flow is.
So, if we look at the way we function as human beings, we are hardwired in our brain to find the path of least resistance. So, we're
Mhm.
hardwired to conserve our energy. And so the more we identify and align strategies and tactics in a way that removes the resistance, the more we are going to experience flow. Now, how do we experience flow? Usually we feel in flow when we feel joy in doing certain activities. Very often time disappears. We can't see time going. It flies so fast. And we also experience a lot of satisfaction and a lot of energy and momentum. So that's when we know that we are operating in flow. On the other hand, when we know that we're not operating in flow, it feels like time is dragging. We experience a lot of resistance. It feels hard. It feels like constantly pushing something. And it feels that we're experiencing a lot of friction. And we get a lot of
Mhm.
frustration out of that. And so for us to be able to understand whether we're operating in flow or not, we just simply need to look at how does it feel when we're doing certain things. Does it feel easy? Does it feel effortless? Does it feel natural? Do you feel satisfied in what you're doing? Or are you experiencing a lot of frustration, resistance? It's too hard, it's too complicated, and you just want to give up. These are the two different that we can narrow down how the flow is for us. But the flow is going to be different for every person. And a simple
Mhm.
analogy would be everybody has a way of learning, but different people learn differently. It might be the same topic, but we have different ways of consuming the information. Some people love to learn by reading. Some people love to learn by listening to podcasts. Other people love to learn by just watching videos on YouTube. And other people, none of those works for them. They just need to know how to do things and they need to do and get into the action. And so depending on which one is our natural one, we're going to feel different about when we do it. If, for example, our natural way of learning is reading, we're not going to listen to podcasts because we won't necessarily retain the same amount of information. And so it's about finding what is our unique way of doing things. And that is what is most important in the concept of flow, is really an individualized personal strategy that works for you.